Hey everybody, it's Kathy here and we're back with another exciting layout today. I am putting on my Scrapper Sketch Creative Team Design hat and I am going to take the Brilliant Sketch number 211 and turn it into a layout. If you've been struggling to find that perfect balance between heavy, beautiful layers and a clean, focused design, then this video is exactly what you need and let's have it today. In this process, I'll walk you through a deep dive into the gorgeous beach theme, mixing up a variety of patterned papers and a rich coastal design of elements. But here is the secret to making a very busy beach page work beautifully without swallowing your photos. Let's follow the 70-30 rule. Watch step by step as I use this golden ratio to create an intensely textured, deeply layered layout that remains perfectly balanced, anchored, and beautifully photo focused. Sorry about that. We'll talk about managing multiple pattern papers and we'll build strategic embellishment clusters while all the time keeping the ocean memories our center focus. So go grab a cool drink if you're over in the heat, or grab a warm one here in Australia where it's nice and cold. Clear off your scrap table and let's turn this sketch into a masterpiece together. So I just finished cutting up all of that wood grain paper into strips so that I can use it for some framing in a moment. But I have trimmed off 1/4 inch all the way around this sand type paper, and that's a Kaisercraft paper that's from their base coat range, and I'm going to ink it up with some gathered twigs to create that distressed feeling for the edging and also to give it a pop up off that frame. Now I did use a Scrapbook Fantasies piece of paper to create the frame, and I'm also using it to match my photos, which you'll see later on as we move further down. I like mixing and matching my papers. I do it because I have so much, like so many pieces of paper, and I just never do them together. I do like it when I get a kit and I work through a kit and they're all coordinated, but 9 times out of 10 I don't have a full kit and I've got leftover pieces everywhere, so I do mix and match, and being able to do that is a big part of creating harmonious layouts, being able to match the colors so that it's the colors that you focus on, not necessarily the pattern paper, but the actual colors within. And that's why a lot of different patterns can go together if you look at that color as the focus. So I've cut these strips down. They are from the wood grain piece of paper. It is looking like beech wood and I love that, and that's the feel I wanted for this layout. So the 2 long strips there, they are 10.5 inches in length, and then I have gotten the 2 side ones which will go across it there. They will be 8 inches in length, and then I have cut 4 6.5 by 6.5 to create a square in a moment, which you'll see happen. Now I have inked the edges of the strips so that they have that distressing as well, and it also allows them to pop up off that background. I do love how this wood grain sits on top of the sandy paper there, and that's just a visual drawing and recognition of the beach in the photos. So what I'm doing here is I'm just marrying where it's going to go, and you'll see I have not put that down straight, and that is terrible. So I'm lifting it up here. It's not always easy to lift up, especially when I've done what I just did, where I just put everything down together and sealed it, but I was able to lift it and I can realign. What I'm doing here is I'm inking the edges, getting ready, and then I'll use my pencil to draw in some diagonal lines to help create the cut in beveled edge for the frame. I make a mistake at first, as you can see here, and I'm rubbing it out because I went to the wrong angle. I want to go from the inner frame angle to the outer frame corner so that I get that beveled or peeled, or that what do they call it, if I was a cabinet maker I'd know the proper name, but where it just joins and it looks like it has been joined together properly. So that's, and I do a mistake here. I didn't ink those edges, and you'll see me lift up here now and do the inking, but I remember to do it on the rest of them. So don't forget to ink all your edges, people. It looks funny when you don't. I am now just finishing off this main frame, and that's the same as in the sketch. Now, Lisa from Scrapbook Sketch has got specials happening right now at the moment for her printables and her stencils and her design books, where you can get sketches that are exclusive to the books. You really want to go and check it out at www.scrapbooksketch.com. Seriously, great products for using and extending your stash, but the creativity from the sketch is amazing. Now, I talked about the 70-30 rule, so let's talk about the 70-30 rule. I am going to keep the structure of the text, and that's what of the text of the sketch, and that is the frames that you see here. So they are the core structure of the sketch. Where my photos sit will be the core structure of the sketch, and the two clusters and the title placement will be the structure of the sketch. The difference, and this is the 30 part, the creativity side of it, is my clusters won't be little, they will be big. And I will be using larger photos. So the spacing between the photos and the frames will be different to the original, but the gist is still there. So that's the 70-30. 70% follow and stick as much as you can. 30% allow your creativity and your style to shine through. So that's what makes the difference. And that's why when you look at a sketch and start to use a sketch, you need to be okay with it being that 30% creative. And really, sketches are just jump off points, and they're not, you know, like I used to get very stressed over working with a sketch because it wouldn't work exactly as the sketch was. I've learnt now that it's okay. As long as the core structure is there, you can still see the sketch generally, and you then create a layout that you are happy with. And after all, that's what we scrapbook for mostly, isn't it? Is for ourselves and our family. So make sure you're happy with your design, and then whatever you do is your design, and you'll be happy with it. Sometimes I must admit I'm not happy with some of my layouts, and I'll let you know when that's the case. You know, but if I flick back through my albums now, oh my goodness, there are some where I think, what was I doing? And you know what? I could probably do that and show you how I've progressed over time. Let me know in the comments down below if you'd like to see something like that. Now, that would be a sight to behold, for sure. All right, now I have just matted the photos on the rest of that Scrapbook Fantasies paper that I told you about. And these photos were taken on Mystery Island. So we were walking around the island. My feet are red because they're actually cold, because it had poured down rain. And it was freezing cold with the rain, but it was warm in the water, so go figure. We were just on the island and we were walking around, and on one side of the island, the beach sand is pure white, yellowy sand like you find here in Australia, and then on this side it was all the shell gravel. So that's the difference between that island from one side to the other was pretty amazing in the sand. So I thought I'd like to do this. I like to leave just my footprints in the sand, so I wrote my name and took the photo with my footprints, because I always find walking barefoot in the sand very, very therapeutic, very grounding and respectful, and bringing back to nature. So I always do it when I hit the beach, regardless. Take my shoes off and straight into the sand and the water. Okay, so you saw me playing around with the flowers there and creating my clusters. I just piled them up to make sure that they sat nicely, and then I went off screen and I adhered them all into place. I do have the top ones popped up with a little bit of chippy strip, and I have also found little word phrases that I've tied into the theme of this layout, and they are the quote, which is my title, and that one says, "Trust the timing of your life, go with the flow." And then I have got the little word phrase of serenity, documented, and peace in the clusters. Now, on the sketch, it has a little tag here, which is for your journaling. So that's what I've just done there. Just added in that one, Mystery Island, and I am going to pop that up on chippy strips to give it that dimension and added depth to the layout. So you'll see that happen. Now, I have got little flip-flops there because, you know, walking on the sand. I've got the shells, and I've got some, palm fronds and some different flowers that will give that tropical feel, and they are tying them all together to create the layout. I'm going to add in this last shell here over here. Now this is where my creativity is kicking in. I'm adding this little tiny bit of a cluster to the journaling strip, just because I want it to balance out, and it's just allowing that little bit of extra onto the layout. And this is coming together quite nicely. This will be in my cruise album, and it's just a memory for myself, really. And there is a way of popping it even further by going around the outside of that quote for my title, and that's just making sure that it stands out. And now I'm going to go around the photos so that they pop up off that matting paper as well. So a black fine pen, it is your best friend, people. It is one of the best tools you can have for scrapbooking, and make sure it's a good quality one. You don't want a cheap one, you want a pretty good one, so spend a bit of money on it, and you want it to be a nice quality. I use the pens that they're called Staedtler Permanent, and I use the fine tip one because it's got a really solid tip and it lasts me a long time. I'm now using pops of color to put in my sets of 3 into my clusters, setting up that visual triangle. And look at it, isn't it cool? This is a beach memory, people. This is an easy way. You can see the structure of the sketch in play, and you can see the 30% of creativity where my photos are a little bit larger and my clusters are, of course, larger and more detailed. So that's how I have interpreted the sketch. I'd love for you to come and join us over on Scrap a Sketch Facebook group. You will be impressed with the amount of creativity that is over there and the way people interpret a sketch. It always pleases me to see so much variety. Here it is up close and personal. There's the details of those clusters. You can see those little flip-flops in there. You can see how the palm fronds and how it's layered, and I like how it just lifts up off that page. And look at the colors, very, very beachy. Go and check out Scrap a Sketch. You won't be disappointed. I'll put down my discount code in the box below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget the thumbs up, and I hope I've done something to earn your subscription if you're new to my channel today. See you in the next video. Catch you real soon.